All right, great. So the topic of discussion, discover the secrets to getting funding for your business in 21 days or less. Excellent. So let's get this show on the road. Okay. So the mission, what is the mission of 100% Finance? Some of you guys are familiar with the mission. This is the mission. Providing you with the tools you need to succeed financially speaking. That can be funding for your business, or that can be credit repair, so that way you look good on paper to get funding. And for oftentimes, majority of our clients are real estate investors and business owners, and they realize how important it is to get access to capital, because that's what all businesses need to thrive. Outside of having a creative mindset, right? Outside of having grit and a hard work ethic, outside of being that glue, that synergistic glue that brings all the resources together, you still have to be focused on getting access to capital. And that's why I say to a lot of my real estate investors, students that I teach about, getting started in real estate, there's two things you gotta do, and you gotta do very well. Everything else you can outsource. What are the two things? Getting access to deals and getting access to capital. Okay, that's one thing you gotta perfect. Not saying you have to bring your IRA to the table, not saying you have to go out there drive for dollars, but somebody on your team has to. You have to be that entrepreneur. Okay, so you see what the mission is and who I'm targeting for this webinar. So if you are a real estate investor or a business owner, or you're aspiring to become one, then this webinar is for you. And if you have anyone else who's a real estate investor, a business person, or aspiring to become one, I believe it's your duty to share this information, because I believe it's my duty. I'm sharing this information out of my good heart, right? So you should do the same for your circle as well, to see your fellow man succeed. Now, I like to say this is also for the person who wants to be a part of the pretty credit only club. And what's the numerical representation of a pretty credit score? 720 club. So if you have a 720 and above, then you'll be a exclusive member of this great club of having a pretty FICO score. Okay, so if you're not so much interested in real estate or even owning a business, if you're still interested in just perfecting your credit, then by all means, this webinar is for you too as well. And like I said it before, make sure you share this information on your social media so people in your family, your friends, your contacts, your colleagues can get access to this information. Okay, you just never know. They may benefit greatly from it. And also subscribe to our website, especially you guys on social media if you haven't done so already. So that way we can update you with future webinars, future events, and future products or services that could potentially help you financially speaking. Excellent, so let's keep it moving. All right, so here's a disclaimer here. I always got to put that out there, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure I got legal down pat. So you can read the disclaimer here. It's not legal advice. I do not offer legal advice because I'm not an attorney. Always CYA, consult your attorney, consult your accountant, cover your assets. Got it? Good, enough of that. All right, so what you learn in today's webinar? You'll learn the first steps in getting business credit cards and a line of credit. Many people aren't aware that we offer that, a business line of credit. Instead of credit cards, which are as follows, my homies, I like to call them affectionately, the money team, but you can also get a line of credit so you can charge it up, pay it off, and write checks off of it as well, which is somewhat separate. Sure, you can liquidate these and convert these to cash, and I'll talk about this later. I don't want to jump the gun, but with a line of credit, you don't need to convert them to cash by using creative means. Only thing you need is that checkbook, baby, and we offer that to a particular type of person. So the qualifications are a bit more strict to get these. So these are easier to get than getting a line of credit, okay? It depends on how strong you are as a borrower and the credit worthiness of your business to make sure your business is a legit business, okay? So I'll also discuss about how to qualify for a mortgage as well as real money. Real money is in all caps on this PowerPoint because it's an acronym. It stands for Real Estate Acquisition Line. It's similar to hard money, but much softer. Hard money is a term in which you borrow money to buy a distressed asset, a beat up house, so to speak, a foreclosure, REO, real estate owned property, and a hard money lender will give you money to acquire that beat up asset as well as fix it up, but at a high interest rate. In other words, a hard interest rate, hard terms. It's hard to borrow. Upwards of 12% interest rate, 4 points, very expensive. But real money, which we offer, is a lot softer, okay? For the fix and rent or fix and flip model for real estate investors. Okay, I'll talk about that today in this webinar. I'll also discuss how to improve your credit with 3 secrets, as well as getting you access to converting business credit into cash. So this is a popular audiobook that we sold on 100% Finance. So today I'll give it away as a bonus, as long as you stay to the end and you take some action. If you stay to the end of this webinar and you take some action, it's your choice. Either A, you can get the 3 secrets to improve your credit. If you just want to be a part of the Pretty Credit Club and say, hey, I don't care about that business stuff, Juan Pablo, I just want to improve my credit, I'll give you that. Or if you say, you know what, Juan Pablo, I really want to get knee deep in real estate as well as business. Please give me that business credit to cash, sir. Then by all means, only thing you have to do is just request it. So I'll explain more as we go along in this webinar. You just have to follow towards the end, as well as take some action. That's it. Because I'm all about teaching as well as speaking to action takers and not time wasters. Meaning, don't just accumulate knowledge, because knowledge is not power if it's not implemented, if there's no action behind it. Because I'm sure you know a lot of people who may have PhDs, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with higher education. But there's something wrong with it if you're not implementing what you learn. So I just want to make sure you're not being a time waster, but you're actually being an action taker. All right. I'll also discuss in this webinar how to get access to a solution for better credit as well as more funding. I'll also describe our story and a little bit of my story. Okay. Juan Pablo's story. Bonus if time permits. And a recording if you sign up. So I've already promised you get the option of how to improve your credit, the 3 tips, or how to convert business credit to cash as a bonus. And I've sold these before in the past. And you also get a recording as long as you sign up for the register. So I still have social media plan, about to cut you off shortly. But in regard to my folks here that's on the webinar, you'll get this as a bonus. You just have to register. Okay? Excellent. And by the way, if you're still watching, share with your family, friends, circle, colleagues, business partners, and so forth. And then get off of social media and subscribe. Okay? Excellent. Now let's talk about our story. Let's talk about 100% finance. So what is 100% finance? It's a term that I've coined, right? So it means this: getting an asset using little to none of your own money. Acquiring, instead of saying getting, let me be a little bit smoother with my vernacular, right? Acquiring an asset with little to no money out of pocket. Financing the asset. It can be a property, it can be a business. 100%. So at 100% Finance, we specialize in educating real estate strategies as well as providing financial services. Credit repair, business funding, low doc mortgages, as well as real money that I just described, and a line of credit, many different things. At 100% Finance, we started in 2014 as a blog to help people improve their finances. Most people don't know about how we got started. And this is how I got started. I was buying properties left and right while I was living in New York City. I was buying it out of state. So I was buy and hold. Okay, that's a strategy. That means you're buying a property and you're holding on to it to get the cash flow, the rental income, passive income, in other words. So I would buy small apartment buildings out of state. So as I started doing this left and right, I realized how important my credit came into play for very low interest rates. And I realized how I can be an entrepreneur and outsource many activities. So I'm focused on those 2 activities. Which are they? Getting access to deals and getting access to capital. So I would do this a lot, and I would network. I love networking. I was at a networking event already. That's why I'm looking all dapper right now. I was at a networking event earlier today about reaching out to VAs and outsourcing your business and so forth. Always being a student of business and real estate. So as I'm doing deals left and right, getting access to capital, improving my credit, I'm networking. And so my friends in my networking events start asking me, tapping me on my shoulder. Yo, bro, what you doing this weekend? What you doing tonight? Nothing, what's up? Hey, let's go out, let's go hang out, man. Let's go have a drink, have some coffee, whatever. We would hang out. Hey, Juan Pablo, they'll come in there with a notepad, right? How'd you close on that deal? How'd you analyze it? Where you get the capital from? Where you do this, where you do that? And I realized, wow, this is a market. My friends ain't asking me to hang out with them because they love my company, because they think I'm a great guy, that I have a nice personality. They're actually hanging out with me with a notepad in hand so they can pick my brain as well as my connections, as well as my resources. Eureka! Whoa, I should do a blog, because if my friends in my networking events and networking groups, if they find this information is valuable, perhaps there may be people online who find this valuable as well. That's why I keep telling you guys to share this information, because I did it. I was a student in this. So I'm not telling you something that I myself have not done. So I created a blog, got my smartphone, and I'll just shoot videos. So of course the videos might have been long-winded. Some of y'all recognize me with the long facial hair, with the braces, the t-shirt and the baseball cap, with the small teeny whiteboard, looked like a sheet of paper how small that thing was. I didn't care about the aesthetics. Only thing I cared about was the message. That's all that mattered. First video was uploaded to YouTube June 15th, Juneteenth by the way, June 15th, 2014. That was the inception of 100% Finance. So it started off as a video blog, in other words, on YouTube, and it turned into a business. So as I say, thanks to you guys who were watching the videos, never paid for advertising, it just grew organically, but just people just sharing it. All right, so I really appreciate you guys following us for way back when, as well as for sharing this information as well. And my main motive was putting the message out there and helping people improve their finances, because I realized how difficult it was for me getting started with my finances, as well as learning real estate investment strategies. And I just wanted to have a platform to teach people who are hungry for success, hungry for financial freedom, to get access for this information as well. Okay, so currently we're helping about 212 clients, plus some, it's, you know, a little bit more than that, but about 212 clients currently improving their FICO score. Our goal by December 31st, 2017 is to help 600 clients with their credit, because that's our goal. I want to show people how they can improve their FICO score. I want to be able to play a major role in that part. Okay, and we've helped small business owners as well obtain over $5.5 million, there's no exaggeration, in business funding in 2017. In 2017, over $5.5 million. Did all of those people who applied for business funding get qualified right off the bat from Jump Street? Not at all. Did some of them have to work on their credit, have to work on their business and get qualified weeks, if not months later? Yes, they did. But were they sad about that? No. That's just the process. That's it. And that's the great thing about entrepreneurship, right? You gotta have that grit. I was talking to a young lady today, since I was at a networking event, as I stated earlier, about virtual assistants, outsourcing some type of work and so forth. And she was just saying how difficult it is. And sometimes as an entrepreneur, you have to weather the storm, especially where funding is concerned. When you realize, oh man, I had this unexpected expense. Or, oh man, I don't have enough to buy this equipment I need, or to hire the best talent, and so forth. And she was just saying how difficult it was, and I definitely cope with her. So that's our mission. Our mission is to double that number. We don't want to be in the same position in 2018, just giving another $5.5 million out to small business owners and real estate investors. We want at least 11 million. We want at least $11 million in funding extended to people like you. You can do it. And you can use that additional capital to either acquire assets, you can use that additional capital to either invest in marketing, buy equipment, or you can use it just for emergencies and reserves to weather the storm. Okay, so we posted about 800 videos on YouTube teaching financial freedom, and we're doing a lot of rebranding currently. So some of those videos you might not see anymore, because we're looking to change the face of it. I appreciate you guys for always watching it. My day ones, as I affectionately like to call you guys. But we just realized, you know what? We need to step our game up a tad bit. We need to show our community that we're growing. And we are a community. We're a community of independent thinkers, right? Who may think different from the masses. And I believe you're the same way, because you might have a family member or a friend who's an independent thinker. They may love the fact that you have a day job, and they may abhor and detest your dreams of being a real estate investor, online entrepreneur, or even a business person for that matter. But we have a community for you guys, all right? Because we understand that you're an anomaly, you're a rarity, you're peculiar, okay? And you need that community. We're here to provide that community. So that's why we have a lot of videos for you, and we interact with you on our Facebook as well as on our YouTube channel. So we helped Owner occupants and investors qualify for mortgages, many of them, like low doc mortgages, real money, for example. And I have a question, well, two questions for you guys. Imagine having unlimited funding. What would it do for you and your business? So I want you to imagine that. Play a mental exercise. If you had unlimited funding for your business, what would it do for you and your business? Some of you guys might be thinking, well, I'll buy more deals. You know, some of you may be thinking, man, I quit my job now and go face first in this thing called entrepreneurship. So I want to see some of your responses right here. What's up, Mike from Maryland? Latanya from Mississippi. Good afternoon. Oh, cool. Someone said she reached out and got our ebook. Deshika, got your name right. Thank you, Deshika. Appreciate that. Trying to get with me on one-on-one. And by the way, if you guys are ever trying to reach out to us for one-on-one and so forth, excellent. Just go to our website, 100percentfinance.com. All right, so I have a question from you guys again. If you have access to unlimited funding, what would that do for you and your business? I'm looking for responses right now. And currently we have 102 participants on the webinar, so thank you guys for joining. I greatly appreciate that. This is the last chance for you to share this information to your family and friends. So even if they came in a little bit late, it's perfectly fine because we got the recording here. They'll be able to see it from the beginning. All right, so what would that do for you and your business? What's up, Frank? Ed, what's up, brother? I don't know why I say brother. That didn't make no sense. Hey, what's up? He said follow everything. What's up, Jack? All right, cool. So for your question, it's kind of lengthy, bruh, for this. So I'm gonna make sure I get to it. Just make sure you book a call, all right? So some people said unlimited funding equals unlimited deals. It will allow me to buy houses. I will purchase income producing properties, invest in other businesses. I'll be able to set things up for my legacy. Good. So some of you guys are talking about things that will aid to your passive income, for your children to come, generational wealth. I greatly appreciate you guys providing your input. You will buy and hold until I die. That sounds like a t-shirt. Buy and hold until I die. Same here. You do bigger deals. You buy more properties. I'm a huge proponent. One person of buy and hold. Another person said, I'll quit my day job. I'll go straight to commercial. I'll buy apartment buildings. All right, next question. So we got a lot of feedback. I appreciate that. Next question. Imagine having funding and pretty credit. A two-hit combo that no bank better not ever deny your application. Imagine having funding and pretty credit. What would your day-to-day be like? Mental exercise. So I would like you guys to put that in there. What would your day-to-day be like? Someone said mega assets and being more charitable. I like that. That's good. That's what it's all about, being charitable, being mindful of your fellow man. Get my freedom off layaway. That's right. You can cash that check, get your financial freedom off layaway. More time with the family, to infinite and beyond. Funding, pretty credit, and Juan's teaching on real estate. That was from Lewis. We also have live passionately. That's right. Earn passively, live passionately. That's the point of passive income. Where you can free your time and do what you want with it. Whether you want to start another business, or you want to be a bit more charitable, or you want to do volunteer work, it doesn't matter. What you decide to do is just the fact that you have real estate or another income producing asset paying all your bills, so then you can truly define your purpose. And that's what happened with me. Once I quit my 9-to-5 at 30 years old, I discovered what my passion was. And to me, it was teaching. I enjoyed teaching. I always was a tutor throughout college. I enjoyed just learning complicated subject matter such as calculus, statistics, and all that good stuff. Some of y'all are like, that ain't good stuff, bro. I hate math. Hey, I loved it. But I love teaching. So when I quit my 9-to-5, I realized, whoa, I have all the time in the world to teach people through blogging, right? And I believe my purpose is being fulfilled as a result. And it's so gratifying, right, to actually be highly paid for what you love to do. To get not only the monetary satisfaction, but also the inner satisfaction by giving value to your community, to society, and being compensated fairly in return. There's nothing better in the world than that. Leave a legacy for my children and grandchildren. What can I use business credit for? Can I use it for my daycare business? Yes, you can. Great question. You can use business credit for anything, pretty much. I've used it for real estate. You really gotta think about that, guys. I'm not sure if you bought a property before, but if you try going to the closing table with a credit card, see if they'll accept that as a down payment. Not at all. So if I'm able to figure out how to convert this stuff into cash, please believe you can use business credit for any business purpose, even for personal use. But I highly recommend you use it for business purposes to acquire income producing assets. That's the purpose of business credit in my humble opinion, as well as to use business credit as a safety net to weather the storm just in case your business has some ups and downs, lows and highs. You got it? All right, great. I'll build a couple businesses. I want to have a family of entrepreneurs. That's what's up. I like that. Sadia, Ralph, build my empire. Excellent. So we got a testimony here, and that's a few testimonies from people who are actually watching this webinar. So shout out to you guys. So this is our closed Facebook group. Our closed Facebook group is created for our clients. Like I mentioned, the community aspect. So if you buy a product of ours, we just don't leave you hanging. We don't say, oh, here's an ebook on how to fix your credit. Don't ask us for no questions later. Sayonara. No, that's not us. Our main thing is, okay, here's the ebook. Here's the letters, everything you need to prepare your credit. But if you have any questions, we're here for you. Not just me, but other people who are successful, financially speaking, in business and in real estate as well. Hey, reach out to them as well in this community. So a lot of the photos you see here on this webinar, they're screenshotted from our closed Facebook group. Okay, so once you join, you'll be able to see this. So it's not nothing made up or fictitious. It's all real comments, right? So this is from Mark. I found a 4-unit in LA, that's Los Angeles, that allowed me to live rent free. The tenants are all Section 8. You mentioned something about closing in the beginning of the month. I'll be able to take their rents towards a down payment or something. So I answered that question, but that's something from Mark. Next testimony I have here. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, now about me. So I'm applying for another personal mortgage. I might have said this in the last webinar, but I'm still getting underwritten for a personal mortgage. Man, this thing takes forever. Why? Good problems. My tax returns are just way too long. I should send you a screenshot of my mortgage broker. I had to follow up with them. It's been about maybe 2 to 3 weeks so far. I'm like, yo, like what's going on, man? Why is it taking so long? Because when I do commercial mortgages, it's not as long. But you know how it is when you do residential. They're very nitpicky. 80% of their underwriting is on you, the borrower. 20% on the property. But in commercial, 80% of the underwriting is on the property and 20% is on the borrower. So that's why I love doing commercial. They don't ask too many questions about me personally. But when now I'm doing residential for personal use, it's a lot of questions. So I'm going back and forth to answer the question, but I asked him, yo, why is it taking so long? He said, Juan Pablo, is your tax returns. I've never seen tax returns as long as yours. I have a lot of units. So I've done about 73 plus deals or units in my portfolio. I'm flipping a few of my properties now. So I have 48 rental units as of today and a 6 unit under contract currently. So being I have a lot of real estate properties, I have a property management business as well as an online business, 100% finance. And plus I do other like freelance things like speaking. I do speaking engagements. I'm a published author, so as a result, I get royalties. So I have diverse, multiple different streams of income. Henceforth, my tax returns as long as a CVS receipt. That thing is stupid long, with all the coupons, all the savings, just dumb long. So as a result of my tax returns being stupid long, it's taking me a long time. But I'm just bringing that, not to brag, but just to let you know this is good problems to have. And I want you to have those good problems where you have so many sources of income, it's taking you forever to get qualified for personal mortgage. That's how it should be. And plus I have a lot of credit cards. So if you see my mail, it's crazy. You see my money team. So imagine getting all these credit card statements in the mail, and as well as through properties, that it comes to the point where I have to pay people to check my mail and pay my bills. I have to outsource it. Again, good problems. It's coming to the point, and you'll come to this point too. Trust me, I prophesy this over your life. It'll come to the point where you don't even have the time to do anything personal anymore. Grocery shopping, outsource. Laundry, outsource. Cleaning, outsource. Checking your mail, outsource. Billing, payroll, bookkeeping, all that stuff, property management, outsource, so you can focus on 2 things and doing them well. What's some 2 things? raising capital, getting access to the money, as well as getting access to deals, okay? So that's my thing for you guys. All right, so about me again, flipping real money. So I got qualified for real money. I actually got higher than what I'm about to show you on the next slide. I actually got qualified for $850,000 for real money. 8.5% interest rate. 2 points. Very cheap. So flip game is going to be strong. So as I mentioned, we're revamping and rebranding the YouTube channel because we want to make this more into like episodes. Because I want to start showing people the ins and outs of buying a distressed asset, either fix and flip or the fix and rent model. Okay, so I'm just preparing my fields right now, then build my empire, as it says in Proverbs. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just allowing you guys access into me personally. And I also want you guys to know that you're listening to someone and taking advice from someone who has credibility. So I'm not any charlatan. I'm not out here trying to scam or lead someone down the wrong route. That's definitely not my case. Okay, my thing is this: providing with the tools you need to succeed financially, and you want to make sure the person who providing you the tools is credible. Okay. So I'm not tooting my own horn, just to give you access to that. And also I have a 750 plus FICO score. We'll see that in the next slide or so. And I have over 8 years of experience in investing in real estate, and have over $1 million worth of properties and a net worth of over $250,000. In fact, the 250 is somewhat liquid in my bank accounts. Okay, that's liquid. It doesn't include my net worth for my properties or my other assets like businesses. This is only for underwriting. When I get underwritten for the real money, they didn't really take the net worth that I have from businesses as well as real estate, just the liquidity in my bank account. That's what they're looking at. And I'm about to show you in a few moments. As I mentioned before, I'm a keynote speaker. I do speaking engagements like twice a month, or this month alone in March 2018 has been about twice a week. So I'm grateful for that. I've been speaking a lot to students because I understand how valuable financial education is, or how important it is for the school system. Our youth need to learn this information, not necessarily just business and real estate, which is good, but also learn the importance of, hey, you about to turn 18, be mindful they're going to be sending you credit card offers left and right. What kind of credit card should you apply for? Or hey, when you about to get a car, don't get shotgun. You know, make sure you get that pre-approval first from your credit union before you go into a car dealership and they blast your credit report with so many hard inquiries. I want to teach them that, like a lot of stuff about personal finance and personal credit. Okay, so I've been doing that about twice a week now, speaking to high schoolers and even middle schoolers from all demographics, all ages, all skin colors. Everybody needs to hear this information, especially you guys. So thanks for joining. All right, and last, as I stated, 100% Finance is going through a series of rebranding, and of course, I gotta rebrand my own personal image, start looking as an established 34-year-old man like I am, right? Dressing the part as the CEO of multiple companies. But I also want you to take that into consideration too. Rebranding yourself, not just in your physical appearance, but also in your business. Make sure your business is not a broke business, but it's rebranded to the point it's prosperous. Your real estate strategies, you rebrand that to the point you're not just using your savings on a ramen noodle diet. Red box, because you can't go to the movie theaters because you're trying to save up months on end for a down payment. But rebranding how you conduct your business affairs and your real estate to the point you're a real estate entrepreneur. You're that synergistic glue that brings all the resources together. And last and certainly not least, rebrand your credit. Make sure you're credit worthy, that you're perceived as an attractive borrower. Like I mentioned, the Pretty Credit Club. The Holly Berry, looking so fine, so attractive that every bank wants to holler at you. All right, excellent. So here's a copy of the hard money, as I mentioned to you guys earlier. Even though it says 600, it's 850. So I finally got approved with it. Here's the net worth, liquidity over here, FICO score over 700. The fees over here, the pricing, in other words, 8.5%. 2 points, so it's real cheap, cheaper than hard money. I'm pretty sure if you shop around, you won't find hard money with an interest rate less than double digits, but we offer that, real money. Okay, and here's my credit score, 742. This was ran on March 7th, you see? And I have to make mention here, I did this on the last webinar, but just to reiterate, because it's very important. If you don't watch your credit report on a monthly basis, you'll find errors. That's why credit repair is legal according to the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You see here, Paul P. Herrera. Who the heck is that? Who the heck is he? I don't know no Paul Herrera. Ain't nobody in my family named Paul. My name is Juan Pablo. Pablo is Spanish for Paul, but no, my name is not Paul, brother. So now what if his name showed on my credit report and his negative activity showed up on my credit report? So that's the bonuses I said today for the 3 tips. Name variations, how to correct that. Inaccurate addresses as well, because many people don't know this. When you're doing credit repair, it's easier to get a negative item off if it's associated with the address that's been removed prior. So we'll do that strategically. Remove the address that's associated with that negative account and then dispute the negative account. So we'll show you how to do that, as well as a 3rd tip, which is opting out. So that, like I said, when you turn 18, you get all these credit card offers and all that stuff in the mail. Opt out, because the less information the credit bureaus have on you, the better. Why is that? The credit bureaus are not nonprofits. They're not governmental agencies. They're for-profit companies. And how do they make a profit? By selling your information to predatory lenders who would extend you a suicidal interest rate if you have poor credit. So if you have poor credit, opt out. Don't let these bureaus have all this information on you that they sell and don't give you a dime for it. Okay? So that's the free tips if you stay till the end. So stay tuned with that. Okay, first time home buyer, my story. All right, so I'm gonna take a short break here, answer questions, and I'm gonna conclude the social media because I want to get into the meat of the matter. So if you guys are on social media, if you haven't registered already, make sure you do, because I'm about to end the recording, in the social media right now. Just go to our website, 100percentfinance.com. Okay? Okay, let's see if there's any questions. The video will be sent out to everyone who registered. If you're looking for the recording, it'll be sent out as long as you registered. Okay, and if you took some action. So if you didn't take any action, then no. Because again, I'm talking to people who are action takers, so be an action taker. I'm sure you are. Buy and hold, teach people like you. That's what's up. Okay. There's your empire. Let's see what else we got. Just seeing if we have any questions. Oh, actions, I'm about to say towards the end. Action, just making sure you share the information. And if you're interested in applying, that'll be the action. So very simple action step. If you're looking for funding, just book a call. But I'll get into that in a few moments. All right, Ralph Johnson says 740 FICO score. DTI is 45%. Do I need to wait? What are you applying for? That's the question, Ralph. Can you refinance a rental property of about $50,000 free and clear? Yeah, we should be with our low doc mortgages. What's the difference between lines of credit versus business credit cards? A line of credit basically means you can have a checkbook and write a check off of it and don't have to do anything creative to convert to cash. But a line of credit is normally offered for people who have the credit worthiness, like the FICO score and so forth, plus their business. They have tax returns. They can pretty much prove their business is a standalone business. 720 plus, that's what's up, Frank. All right, great. So now let's get back into this. All right, first time home buyer, my story. So like most of you guys, I didn't know where to get started, to be quite honest with you. I didn't know how I should go about buying a property. My purpose, my mission, my main objective was to be a real estate investor. I just didn't know how. So I put a creed on my wall, kind of like when you see the image up there. I put a creed, so every time I walk in and out my room, I will recite it. If I don't buy my first house by December 31st, 2010, I ought to be ashamed of myself. I will say this every day, twice a day. So it was like affirmations. I'm a firm believer in that. Plus I will somewhat, visualize and see myself doing that. So I'm a big, huge proponent of visualizations, to the point I thought, yo, you know what? I need to be a window shopper. How many of you guys on this webinar are window shoppers? Meaning like you might not be able to afford that dress, but you're gonna go to the store anyway, pick it out, even try it on, just so you can get the feel of it and see yourself owning it. Well, I did the same thing. I said, you know what? I wanna be a window shopper too. I need to at least practice before I get into the game. So naturally, I just went to an open house. When I went to the open house, I reached out to a real estate agent. Some of you guys might be familiar with this. Real estate agents don't want to spend their time or their gas with unqualified individuals. So the real estate agent I was working with went straight to the point. Are you qualified for financing? In other words, do you have the money? No. So then he introduced me to someone in his team, okay? And that was a mortgage broker, and he helped me get qualified for a mortgage. So I have a question. So if you are that person who had bad credit, because I started off with bad credit as well, I know what it's like to have creditors call you asking for the money. So you're not alone. If you're in that situation, don't be afraid. You're not alone, okay? So I didn't think I would qualify. And here's a quote I got from Jay-Z's 444 album. What's more important than throwing money in the club? Credit is very important. In other words, having good credit is more desirable than money. That's actually in the book of Proverbs. A good name is more desirable than silver and gold. Good credit is more desirable than throwing money in the club or having an abundance of money. A good name means your reputation is highly thought of. Your FICO score is a numerical representation of your reputation as a borrower. Your credibility, in other words. Okay, so make sure your FICO score is high. So that means you have a high reputation or a high good name, in other words. Excuse my vernacular, but you get what I'm saying. And hard to get qualified for a home, a car, even a job. So graduating from University of Georgia, unfortunately I had to stay with my mom for 6 months because my credit was bad. And I was trying to get into like financial services and so forth, but couldn't land a job. Only job I was able to obtain was a job with the government only because they didn't do credit checks. So some of you guys might have been in that situation as well. You tried qualifying for a home, a car, even a job and got stopped dead in your tracks simply because you didn't have the credit. So none of this stuff I talked about even for like investment or business use, mainly just for personal use. So I don't want you to run into that situation as well, okay? So the first step in obtaining a home, you need to find the money. As I like to say, find the money, find the deals. And I want you guys to write that down. That's the two-step process. Find the money, then find the deals. Don't find the deals and then try to find the money, because you'll be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, finding the deal and then trying to find the money to try to finance it. And oftentimes, real estate agents don't want to work with you, and you're trying to reach out to them to find a deal, and they find out you're not qualified for funding. So find the money first so that a real estate agent can find a deal that fits your pockets. So I want you to write that down, okay? So multiple funding options. Here are the multiple funding options you should write down as well. Mortgage, that can finance your deal. Real money, depending on what kind of deal you do, like if it's a distressed asset, which I intend to do in the near future, that could be a great resource for you as well. Private money. That's someone who could be a private lender or partner with you, a family member, a friend, a colleague. That's why I said share this information. You never know. They might have deep pockets and may want to invest with you, or they may have a pretty FICO score and may want to invest with you. So private money is a good resource as well. Business credit, as I stated, it can be business credit cards or it can be a business line of credit. If you're curious to know if you qualify or not, the first thing you do is complete the application. It's on our website, 100percentfinance.com. Apply and we'll give you all the resources. Because unfortunately this is a webinar, so I might not be able to consult everybody one-on-one due to the time that we have available, right? So if you want one-on-one personal attention, we have the resources to call you as long as you fill out our application. The application is free. We provide free consultation, okay? For all these services, except private money, you have to find that on your own, leveraging your network. Okay, so a mortgage typically will cover 80% or more, depending on what kind of property you're purchasing. If it's FHA, in my case, my first property was FHA, Federal Housing Administration. They provided 97.5% of the money, which means I only had to bring a 3.5% down payment, which is nothing. But investment properties is 80% normally is the LTV. That means loan to value of how much they'll loan to the property. It could be 80%, it could be 70%, but it's up to you to reach out to a mortgage lender in your area to see what mortgage products you qualify for. I'm a licensed mortgage broker, by the way, but it depends on your goals. You know, are you buying a personal residence or investment property? It depends on your credit, your income, and many other factors. So I highly recommend reach out to a mortgage broker. But if you do have ugly credit, then enroll in our credit repair program so we can get it pretty. Again, I'm a licensed mortgage broker, so I understand what mortgage lenders are looking for to qualify you for financing. The underwriters. That's the only reason why I decided to become a licensed mortgage lender. So I know the underwriting, okay? So that's very important for you to reach out to a mortgage lender. If you don't qualify, need credit repair, we're here to help you at 100percentfinance.com. Minimum funds. So I was in a situation where I had minimum funds. So that's why the FHA worked great on my behalf, okay? But I also want to state this. Who do you want to be? A landlord or a real estate entrepreneur? I never professed to be a landlord. Do I own properties? Yes. But a landlord, in my opinion, is more so mom and pop. There's nothing wrong with that. I started off mom and pop as well, where I'm bringing my own money to the table. You know, I have to change the locks myself. I have to show up to court to evict a tenant. I had to plunge that toilet. I had to do the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. But being a landlord can equal getting burnt out fast, because that's how most business people go out of business. It's not because they're just undercapitalized. That's one reason, but also they get burnt out because they're being everything from the janitor to the CEO, and they just burn out of energy because they're not focused on being an entrepreneur and outsourcing mundane activities so that they can just focus on the activities that produce them the most bang for their buck. So I implore you today, if you're watching me today, be the real estate entrepreneur. Yes, you may get started as a landlord. You may have minimal funds, you might have to scrimp and save, but don't let that be the end all be all. I want you to focus on being an entrepreneur, and when it comes to funding, you have multiple resources at your disposal. Oh, I can use a mortgage. Oh, I can use real money. Oh, I can use private money. I can use business credit. I can use creative financing strategies like seller financing, master lease options, and the like. So if you're interested in learning more about how to become a real estate entrepreneur, just book a call with us, and we have good resources for you to take advantage of. Board of advisors. I can't stress this enough. As an entrepreneur, if you're a real estate entrepreneur or a business person, you need to have a board of advisors. It says this in Proverbs. I quote Proverbs a lot because I read a chapter of Proverbs every day. Today's the 27th of March. Guess what I read? Proverbs 27. Reason being, it gives you a lot of wisdom on how to conduct your business affairs. So Solomon says this. He says, and I think it's Proverbs 26. I read it yesterday. He says that a fool thinks he's wiser than 7 counselors. In other words, a fool thinks he's so smart he don't need anybody to advise him. That's how fools think. If you know somebody, they don't have not one mentor, one advisor, one expert in their circle, then that person, unfortunately, is a fool. And what is a fool defined as? A person who lacks knowledge. A person who's ignorant. It doesn't mean that they do stupid stuff and blah, 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 which could be true. But in essence, is a person who lacks knowledge in a certain area. So if you lack knowledge in certain areas, such as getting access to capital, closing real estate deals, as well as doing financial analysis, cash flow analysis, managing properties, legal things, all that good stuff, you need to have an advisor for each area. Legal, an attorney. The market, a real estate agent. Funding, it could be 100% finance. It could be a mortgage, your mortgage broker. You want to have a board of advisors. Every prudent business person that I know, because I network in a lot of events, just came from one today. All right, that's why I'm dressed like this. So as a result of me networking with many business people, I realized many of them have a board of advisors. And they network a ton with people smarter than them because they realize they don't know it all. So get your board of advisors. I'm speaking truth here, whether you want to agree with me or not. Okay? Take it from me, someone who started off with humble beginnings. I made sure I became the dumbest person in my circle and have a group of advisors smarter than me to advise me on my affairs, both personal, with health, with business, finances, relationships, the like, spiritual, mental. Have a team of advisors and let 100% Finance be one of your advisors. That's why I call myself the people's mentor, to mentor you guys, because I really care about you. All right, so next thing, private money. So I know what you're thinking. Well, Juan Pablo, I would love to get private money, but I ran into the private money catch-22, which is I need private money, lenders and partners, in order to close real estate deals, but they don't want to lend me the money. Why? Because I need to have deals already closed to prove credibility in order to attract private money. That's the private money catch-22. So it may be difficult. So that's the same thing that happened to me. So I worked on perfecting myself as an individual, meaning I would obtain business credit and close deals using creative financing strategies, lease options, master lease options, seller finance, and so forth. And then once I got 30 units in my portfolio by myself, no partners, at that point, after I quit my job and had 30 units in my portfolio, then I moved forward with attracting private money. It was easier because I had the credibility. Okay, so that's the process for private money. You have to have credibility, okay, or at least partner with someone who does. So if you don't qualify for mortgages, it's because your credit and you don't have an experience, then we can help you with that. You just have to get started. Work on yourself, my friend. Look good on paper, like I did. My credit was bad. Don't just try to sweep under the rug or try to get around it. Attack that issue head on. Of course, it's important for your business, but it's also important for your personal affairs. Work on yourself day by day in every way. I want you to get better and better. Some of you guys might have heard that quote before. So you'll see me speak a lot. You hear me quote a lot of stuff, whether it's through books that I believe are staples or whether it's through biblical references or religious texts and so forth. Is because I will read the stuff day after day. I will brainwash myself for success. And as a result, it helped me succeed in many arenas of life. And I'm giving you this free webinar, so I want you to take hold of that as well. Work on yourself, work on your personal development, work on your credit, work on getting access to capital, work on your real estate knowledge and so forth. And 100% Finance is a resource to help you get to where you're trying to go. But you gotta look good on paper. The better you look on paper, the more attractive you look to the banks. And you get the most attractive financing as a result. Good on paper, so let's talk about that. Credit and income. So I know you guys are thinking, well, what do you mean by that? Look good on paper. I'm about to get into it. No hard pull. Reach out to a mortgage broker and say, hey, brother, I want to see if I'm qualified for funding, but I don't want you to run my credit because I don't want a hard inquiry. But can you see a copy of my recent credit report? That's what I tell my mortgage broker. Like I said, I'm applying for a personal mortgage. Don't run my credit though, Kevin. Please don't. But Kevin, here's a copy of my credit report. You seen this at March 7th when I showed you an example of it. So it was real, it was legit. Hey, here's a copy of it. Just don't pull my credit. And also mortgage lenders, and again, I'm a licensed mortgage broker, so I'm speaking from experience. I just don't practice it. Because my time is better spent closing real estate deals and providing financial services and real estate education to you guys. So mortgage lenders, they also want to see your financials and your credit worthiness. So what do I mean by that? They want to see your FICO score, your debt to income ratio, the number of inquiries you may have on your credit report. They might want to see your tax returns for the past 2 years, bank statements for the past 2 years, W-2s, 1099s if you have them for the past 2 years. They want to see a lot of information, okay? But I implore you to make sure you have these financials together along with a copy of your credit report prior to reaching out to them to let them know you're a professional, that you're prepared, okay? Now, if you don't have documented income, I have a lot of people who are wholesalers out there. So they might wholesale a couple deals. Wholesaling is a term in which you get a property in the contract and you assign or sell your contract to an end buyer. You find a beat up house with a distressed asset as well as a distressed homeowner, right? That needs to sell it. And you get under contract for a low price and then you assign your contract to an end buyer like myself, a flipper who would love to buy it at a higher price because I know I can make more money once I flip it. But you make that middleman income or middle woman income. You gotta give a shout out to my ladies out there as well. So you make that middle person income, all right? And as a result of you making this money, oftentimes some wholesalers do not, unfortunately, document the income. So when they try to buy whole properties with a mortgage who wants to see their documented income, they lack it. But hey, we're here to save the day. At 100% Finance, we offer low doc mortgages, okay? All right, so next thing. So real money, you can also apply for real money. That's the real estate acquisition line. Again, it's similar to hard money, but the terms are a lot more softer. But the only thing you have to bring to the table for real money is the 3 C's. Credibility. You have to close at least 1 deal within the past year. Show us the HUDs. Cash. You have to have liquidity of at least $50,000. Liquidity can be showcased or proven by bank statements, by IRA, retirement accounts, stocks if you can cash those out. Just prove you have access to $50,000 and credit. You got to be 680 plus FICO score. So you see I got a high limit, 850,000, because I was able to prove the credibility. Of course, I closed deals. The last property I closed was November 2017, a few months ago. I have a 6 unit under contract now, so very credible. Cash, I got the cash, liquid in the bank, and the credit. Show you guys the credit report, 750 plus FICO score. Okay, so if you don't qualify, that's fine. Still apply so we can advise you. When I got started, did I qualify right off the bat? No, I did not. But did I stop that? Did I let that stop me from moving forward? No. I made sure I had a winner's mentality. When I see obstacles in my way, I try to conceive ways of how I can win. If not today in this race, the next race, I'm going to win. And I want you to adopt that same mindset, guys. Your success is dependent, it's predicated on you being an optimist where your thinking is concerned. I've never met someone who's successful personally, not saying they don't exist, but personally speaking, I never met someone very successful who was a realist. Never. Most people I know, entrepreneurs, because they have to have that strong mental fortitude to weather the storm, they've always been optimists. They don't say, oh, you can't do that. They always think, well, how can we do it? If I can't do it, fine. Who can I partner with to make this happen? That's the mindset I want you to adopt. Okay, so as I was stating about the low doc, that's a shout out to all the wholesalers and people who don't have documented income. We definitely help with that. Now, good on paper. So if you have business credit without a PG, you got to have experience. So what I mean by that, if you want to obtain business credit, now unfortunately we don't offer this, guys, but if you want corporate credit or business credit that doesn't have a personal guarantee involved, then you must be in compliance. You must have a paydebt score of 80 or higher. You must have minimum purchase orders, right, for all your vendor accounts. Tax returns for your business, independent of your personal tax returns. P&Ls, profit and loss statements. 6 months to a year in funding. It'll take you about 6 months to a year to get funding. You may have to pay upfront fees for companies to teach you how to do this, as well as purchase business trade lines. So we don't offer this because it's just a lot more cumbersome, right? But that is something at your disposal if you have a standalone business, okay? So if you're trying to get business credit without a personal guarantee, you can do it. We don't offer it, but you can do it as long as you can prove that your business is credible. You have the experience, business experience in other words. Corporate credit, be in compliance, 80 paydebt score. You have to have minimum purchase order to build up that paydebt score. Tax returns for your business, profit and loss. It takes you about 6 months to a year to get funding. Upfront fees, you may have to pay just to learn how to do this, and you may have to purchase trade lines. So we don't offer that because it's a lot of work involved. It's very cumbersome on your behalf that what you have to do. But if you want something more hands-off with no upfront fees, then apply for business credit like this. Business credit without with a personal guarantee, but it does require us taking a look at your credit because most businesses think like this. All right, if this person's brand new getting in business, they're not in compliance, have a paydebt score, tax returns for the business, just getting started. You know what? Let me take a look at their personal credit. Because if this person is prudent managing his or her own personal credit, more than likely that will relate to the business. Okay? That's how most banks think. And no business is necessary, so keep that in mind. So even if your personal credit is not up to par, or even have a business incorporated, it's perfectly fine. You can get started with applying for business credit. Just apply for the free consultation and you can get the funding in 21 days or less. So as long as you apply, you can get access to multiple funding I just outlined on this PowerPoint slide in 20 days or less, but you'll never know until you apply. Now if it does take longer because you might not have the FICO score that's required or a business incorporated as of yet, that's perfectly fine. We'll guide you and advise you, again, your board of advisors, to teach you how to get qualified. And for the business line of credit, as I mentioned earlier, you got to have a standalone business as well as having a credit and a perfect credit score to get qualified. So next thing, improve and remove. So I want you guys to focus on this. Improve your credit so you can look better on paper. Also, I want you to remove the negative items as well as inaccurate items, like on my FICO report. You saw the inaccurate name, right? The Paul Herrera, whoever that guy is. I want you guys to improve your credit, how you look on paper, and remove the negative inaccurate items from your credit report. And you can do this legally as a result of the FCRA. And we can do it for you. Only thing you have to do is just book a call with 100percentfinance.com. Now, 2 years to remove. It took me 2 years to remove the negative odds from my credit report. As a result, improve the process in which we can help you improve your credit much quicker. And we want you to take control of your credit. Now, the 3 secrets to improving your credit, that's name variations, addresses, and opting out, as I outlined earlier. You'll get that at the end of this webinar as long as you book a call. And I also want you to convert your business credit to cash. If you're interested in learning that information, book a call. We normally offer that to people who get funded. So if you apply, you get qualified for business funding, we send you that How to Convert Business Credit to Cash audiobook completely free. The only thing you have to do to get one of these resources, 3 secrets to improving your credit or How to Convert Business Credit to Cash, by booking a call. You also get access to this at the end of the seminar. We just need your information. That's all. Just got to apply so that we can call you. Pretty credit equals business funding. That's how the banks think. If this person's prudent in managing his or her own personal finances, more than likely they'll correlate to the business. But I don't want you to deter you from moving forward when applying. Like I stated, you want to have a winner's mindset. They apply, they'll still do the race, even though the obstacles may be against them, whether it's your credit, the business, or the lack thereof. But they always think, well, how can I win? How can I triumph over these obstacles that I'm facing, these roadblocks? I want you to think the same way. Have a winner's mindset. Which one are you? Because a loser mindset, they'll look at all the things that could potentially slow them down and say, oh, this person's bigger than me. Oh, this person's faster than me. Oh, I might as well not continue on this race. I guess business or real estate investing or having pretty credit is actually attainable for me. Don't think like that. You're a winner. As a result of you joining this webinar, watching the videos we have on 100% Finance, I can tell you're a winner. So continue with that mindset and take action. Proof of funds. Now, I also want you to look pretty to the banks. So look pretty to the banks. You want to make sure you have a proof of funds handy, especially when you have people finding deals from you. Like I told you, my real estate agent, he didn't want to show me one property until I provide a proof of funds, because he wanted to make sure I was pretty to the banks as well so that I can get access to financing. Because how is he going to get paid as a real estate agent if I don't have the capital? Okay, so find the mortgage that fits your criteria. It could be a FHA, it could be commercial, it could be investment. Just do what you have to do to find out which mortgage product is available to you. Only way you'll know is by reaching out to a mortgage lender. And again, we provide low-down mortgages for those who apply. You want to obtain a pre-qualification letter from your mortgage company if you do qualify. And you also want to have bank statements to prove money to your real estate agent. So then once you find the money and you're showing it, that's the pre-qualification and the bank statements, IRA, retirement accounts, your partner's information, and so forth. Then you want to find a deal that fits your pockets. And you want to have a real estate agent do that for you. Okay? So I'm giving you guys the beginning steps of how to do that to close on your first home by the end of this year. So this is a message from Eric. So talking about funding, say hello to my 3 new homeboys. That's what I like to call my homeboys here. He applied for 6 cars, got approved for 3, 15,000, 3,000, 2,000. Total capital that he has is 20,000. Looking great. Shout out to you, Eric. Now here's one from Seth. House number 5 on the contract, 42,000. I put congrats big time to Seth. So as a result of him joining our Facebook group, getting our products and coaching and so forth, he's able to close on a lot of deals. A few more things I'm gonna talk about with a licensed mortgage broker or lender. We normally check all 3 bureaus and we side with the middle score. Okay? And we at 100% Finance, we know how to get your credit pretty to the point you can get funded. So if you run into a roadblock that your FICO score doesn't get you qualified for funding, cool, we know how to fix it up, make it pretty, put some makeup on that thing so you look attractive to the banks. Holly Berry looking credit. We make the teaching as simplistic and digestible as possible because we want you to get this thing. So I understand real estate, personal financing, as well as business can be a complicated subject matter. But being that I had a lot of experience in tutoring and teaching and so forth, my objective is to make this thing as simple as possible to you. And being that we preach or teach a lot of stuff, we actually practice the stuff, guys. So please don't get misconstrued. We're not just trying to sell you a hope or a dream, or we're not those people who preach or teach but don't do. But we actually implement the things that we teach. And plus, not only do we teach this stuff, we're still a student. in our humble opinion. We're still a student in the real estate, funding, and credit game. So what does that mean? I'm still learning stuff as I go along as a real estate investor, a business person, and as an individual. And as a result, we'll continue to update our programs, such as Real Money, the real estate acquisition line. This is something new that we realized people wanted, and we started reaching out to people to see how we can better serve our clients by giving them a softer hard money, because many people have issues with hard money because it's expensive. So we listen, and we're students of the game to always focus on improving our products. No theories, no philosophies, no hypothetical situations, just results. That's all we care about. To the point, we offer a guarantee. If we're unable to repair your credit, for example, or get any negative items off or improve your FICO score, then we don't want your money. Our main thing is results, and I want you to have that in mind too, that your main thing is obtaining results. Okay? All right, here's a message we have here from Key. He was a previous coaching student of mine, graduated from the program. You might not be able to read it, but he closed on his first investment property. I gotta get up close to read this thing. Juan Pablo, thank you for your wisdom and your guidance. I appreciate everything that you and the guys at 100% Finance have helped me learn. As I keep applying myself, I will be equipped with all the knowledge and know-how to reduce generational wealth. My ancestors will be blessed. Peace. I think he meant to say descendants, but hey, who's actually paying attention? But shout out to Key. I appreciate you for saying that, bro. This is from Brittany. What's up? She was on a webinar recording. Not sure if you're still on. So shoot me a wave. Say hi to me, Brittany. Met her in person here in Atlanta, Georgia. She's from the New York area. Just want to share that last April, I received my first round of business credit of $32,500. Yesterday, I received increases on 2 cards. Now I have $49,500 in business credit within 7 months. Thanks again to the 100% Finance team. Thank you. And here's one from Barry. On October 11th, I bought, rehab, and sold my first flip. Wow, what a journey. And here's another message from Barry again. I was awarded $47,000 in business credit on my first round. After a few weeks, I've opened a business bank account and a business credit card with my mortgage provider. I was awarded $22,000 in that business credit card. Thanks, 100% Finance, for everything. Thank you. Okay, need funding? Apply now. No application fees or upfront fees. If you need funding, guys, just apply. Go to our website, book a call. That's the call to action. Book a call. And then when you speak with us, ask us for 3 tips to improving your credit or convert business credit to cash, and we have it for you. Okay, and again, we'll give you the recording for this live webinar in a few business days after we edit it. So we had some technical difficulties, but thank you again for your patience. Okay, so no application fees or upfront fees. We provide free consultation to all those who apply, my apologies, and we provide you with specifics, meaning we're not going to say, oh, you apply, your credit score doesn't fit our model. No, we'll say, hey, you need to increase your credit score 18 points. You need to get this AT&T bill removed from your credit report because it's in collections. Or hey, you need to pay down this Bank of America credit card by $1,300 to qualify. We'll tell you specifically what you need to do to qualify. And I hear this a lot. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Don't be afraid to look at your credit report. So that's why I brought that up. Because many people say, oh, well, I haven't seen my credit report in a year, or I've never seen it. I don't know what it looks like. I don't want to take a look. Hey, face the music. Face the music. Ignorance is not bliss. Not knowing will make you perish. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So I want you to take a look at your credit report. How can you take a look? You got to get a credit monitoring service, privacyguard.com or creditchecktotal.com. 2 great resources that you can use to monitor your credit. One main qualifier for most of these funding options could be credit. Your credit plays an important role, but don't let that stop you. If you want to do real estate and you don't have the credit right now, you still can. Just book a call and we'll tell you how. In regard to funding, you pay us only after you get the results, especially for business credit. So what risk is there? There's no risk. So at the end of this webinar, you'll receive the recording, access to a closed Facebook group, and convert business credit to cash as long as you move forward with booking a call. That's the main thing you have to do. Just book the call and you get everything. Okay? And pricing is based on the application. So if you're asking, well, what would be my interest rate for hard money or real money, Juan Pablo? What will we just apply? We'll be able to go over all the information. As your board of advisors, we'll look at your credit report, your business goals, and so forth to elaborate. All right, here's some bonus information I want to go through quickly because we have about 5 more minutes. I want you to have the perfect credit profile. Have less than 30% debt utilization. Request a credit line after every 6 months, but without doing a hard pull as a courtesy. Do not apply for new credit unless you have to if you're enrolled in our credit repair program, okay? Just let that be known. Have a board of advisors, again, in regard to credit, mortgages, real estate, and so forth, and 100% finance can be the advisor for you. Keep your credit monitoring service active, check it monthly. Call your creditors and ask them for special promotions. Do not close accounts. The longer they stay open, the better. Even if you're not using it, even department store credit cards, the age of your accounts matters greatly where your FICO score is concerned. And be careful about co-signing. Don't co-sign for anyone. We had a guy who improved his credit score to over 700, and then he co-signed with a cousin of his for auto loan, and guess what happened? His cousin got behind on the car payments. And guess what happened? His FICO score ended up dropping as a result of him co-signing for his credit. A good name is more desirable than silver and gold. So protect your good name. Don't just share it around with people. If they have a bad credit situation, then refer them to us. Okay? Do not co-sign. You don't want to put your good name on the line. Keep track of your bills because they could slip through the cracks. As I mentioned, I have a lot of business credit, so there's a lot of bills to keep track of. So you want to make sure that you don't get late pays in your credit report because you forgot to pay a credit card because you have so many. And $3 for every dollar you get. Here's just a tip. For every dollar you get, I want 10 cents to go into the savings bucket, 10 cents to go into an investment bucket, and 10 cents to go into a charity bucket. So the 70 cents you have left over, you use that to live off of. 10 cents goes to saving, rainy day, emergency fund, oops, didn't expect that bucket. Investment bucket, oh, I want to do real estate, I want to do stocks, I want to do bonds, I want to do a business. To grow your money bucket. Last bucket, charity, be generous, giving, be mindful of your fellow man. So you can prove to the world you're a selfless human being. It's not about just you, but other people less fortunate, okay? So I want you to have those 3 buckets moving forward. And watch our videos. Go on 100%finance.com. As I stated, we're switching some things up, changing up, shaking some things up to keep things fresh, to let you know that we're all about getting better day by day. In every way, we're getting better and better, and hopefully you're doing the same. Ideal credit profile. Have less than 30% debt utilization on your credit report. Have fewer than 5 inquiries per bureau, and we provide inquiry removal as well. Just book a call. 720 FICO score plus, I want you to have that. No bankruptcies or foreclosures in the past 2 years. No late pays in the last 6 months. A 10-year credit history. The ideal credit profile to the bureaus is this: 1 mortgage, 1 installment loan like an auto loan, and 2 revolving accounts such as credit cards. It's ideal. And have at least 1 major credit card with a $5,000 maximum limit. This is the ideal credit profile. I want you to make sure you take a snapshot of this so you can aim to look like this. If you look like this, you'll get much more attractive financing moving forward. Okay? All right, so we're running around home plate. Credit pairs, so we can help you remove, if you happen to have these items, public records such as bankruptcies, foreclosures, tax liens and judgments, late pays, student loan payment history, collections, charge-off, repos, hard inquiry, shotgun. As I stated, to avoid getting shotgun in the future, don't go to a car dealership and have them apply for all this financing. Just go to your credit union or lending institution, whatever you have a bank relationship with, whoever you have a bank relationship with, and get pre-approved in advance. So you can get 1 inquiry instead of 10, okay? And you can dispute negative and inaccurate information according to the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, and book a call so we can help you with your best option. So that's pretty much the call to action for this webinar, guys. Just book a call. We have a lot of things to help you financially in real estate and in business and your credit, a lot of things. But we understand it can be a complicated matter. So we want you to book a call. We want you to apply. So that way we look at your credit, your business goals, your financial situation, and better advise you as your board of advisors. Excellent. And here's a message I put on Facebook to the group. Has anyone closed on a deal this year? Please comment below. Let's celebrate their success, for they accomplished their goal ahead of schedule. You are next. Leonard said he closed 2. Keith said, what's up? You saw his testimony, he closed 1. Alex closed 2, working on 3. And we also have Hakia, she's closed 4. So people in our group who got access to our business credit, to our low doc mortgages, who acquired our real estate education tools, they got funded. And they got their credit repair and they're closing deals. You could be next. Again, imagine what having unlimited funding can do for you. Imagine what having capital for your business and real estate can do for you. What will you be doing day to day? You'll be closing deals like these guys. Bobby, like Future the rapper, I'm focused on back on my mission. Juan Pablo, I'm getting another deal closed 2 weeks before my birthday and before the end of this year. All the 100% finance way. Good. And here's Latanya. What's up, Latanya? I see her a lot on Facebook. She talked about our ink removal guide. The only thing that worked, because I purchased a lot of others, and those letters I didn't. Your ink removal guide built my credit score to a 736. So you see, we have a lot of great testimonies. So if you need funding or credit repair, just do me a favor, book a call, receive our 3 secrets to improving your credit and converting your business credit to cash, the credit monitoring service, privacyguard.com, or Credit Check Total. Start today and stop wasting time. The longer you take, the longer you'll stay at your 9 to 5, the longer you have to suffer with having poor credit, the longer it'll take for you to get passive income. Okay? Take action. Don't be a time waster, be an action taker. As promised, we'll send a recording and the bonuses after you book a call. But you must book a call today to get access to this, okay? Just go on our website 100percentfinance.com, and share this. Once you get the recording, share this with your family and friends so they can benefit as well. Help us obtain our mission this year of getting 600 people in our credit repair program so they can have a better FICO score, as well as helping us with our mission of having small business owners obtain 11 million in funding. Any questions? So let's do questions rapid fire. Can equity in a property that's owned outright qualify as liquid cash for real money? That's a good question. No, it cannot. No, it cannot. But you can get it liquidated if you happen to do a refinance first. That's a good question. Oh, you bro, you really pushed me. That's what's up, Antoine, Nicole. Juan, if I change my last name and take my husband's name, will that affect my credit score for business? Not so much. That happens all the time. You know, people will change their names, but it shouldn't affect your business. But great question. That's in the chat. Let's see if we have any questions. So now's the time for rapid fire questions, guys. If you have any questions, please post them now so that we can get them answered for you. Mr. Taylor, what's up? What questions you got for me, sir? So again, we'll be able to give you 3 secrets to improve your FICO score, how to convert business credit to cash, as well as a recording to this webinar, as long as you book a call. That's it. Book a call, yeah. All right, great. So because that way we'll take a look at your credit report, your business goals, and further advise you then. How soon can you refi off a house? Normally it's about 6 months. That's a great question. It can take 6 months for some lenders. Some it could take longer than a year. But if you use low doc, it could be much faster than that. Through us, it could take about 3 months. It depends on which mortgage lender you use. So if you're interested, you can apply. We can consult you as well. But that's a great question. Okay. So if you have any questions, just book a call, please. Do you recommend using the HELOC for down payments? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great question. A HELOC is a home equity line of credit. So what he's saying is he can use the equity he have in his home as a line of credit and write a check and get access to that equity in cash. So why not use that for a down payment for an investment property? That's the 100% finance model. So absolutely, Matthew, I would love for you to take that approach so you can close on more properties and get more passive income. But great question. You guys got great questions. But if you have any questions that are particular to your financial situation, because I get it, sometimes people don't feel bold enough to disclose their personal finances or their credit on a social platform. So I get that. So that's the purpose of booking the call if you need more assistance. Do you have a pay down model? Yes. Equity. You got to use the exact equity from the property you did purchase. You got to improve the value by forcing appreciation and use the cash flow to pay that down. Most definitely. And use refinances. What we talk about is a little bit more complicated. Not complicated, but more lengthy. Because I have to show you step by step, because there's 3 ways, 3 criteria to closing a deal. Oh, that's my alarm, guys. So I got to wrap this up quickly because I have a meeting, as you see here. I have an interview. So I got to wrap this up. Let's see. My credit is not the greatest, around 850, and I currently have a startup with no income yet. How can I obtain business funding? A great question. So with you, Kentrell, you can receive funding if your business has some type of track record, credibility. But if you happen to have a startup with no income and your FICO score is not up to 680 minimum, then you may have to do credit repair first. Okay, you just have to make sure you do that. As I stated earlier in this webinar, most people, we have in 2017 extend $5.5 million to small business owners. Did all of them qualify right off the jump? No. Some of them had to fix their credit, some of them had to get some income from their business, and then they were able to qualify. Okay, but thank you for being very candid. So is real money big line of credit based on capital credit and business any setup? Yeah, it is a big line of credit, meaning instead of having to get underwritten for every deal you do like most hard money, you get underwritten once up front, and there's a line of credit for how many deals you want to buy afterwards. So it is based on capital that you can prove, because it's for the savvy investor. That's what it's designed for, a person who has experience. So you got to have capital, credibility, meaning you have some experience, and also the credit, a 680 plus FICO score. The business entity, that does matter, but that's not important. It's mainly the 3 C's. Credibility, have you closed on a deal? Cash, you got at least 50,000 liquid, and also the credit. Do you have at least a 680 FICO score? But great question, guys. So I'm gonna ask a few more questions. Can I use my business credit to get the soft money? I'm not sure what you mean by that. To get the soft money? If you could rephrase that, Frank, or just apply so we can walk through it. Oh, I think I answered your question already, Kentrell. Thanks for that. Okay, I believe I'll qualify for this. I'll be calling Mike from Maryland. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, just book a call. Go to our website, 100percentfinance.com. Book a call, just schedule an appointment. Don't just call us because, it could be a series of phone tag because, we might be on the phone with a client that we already had a set appointment with. So you just book a call, we'll be able to help you, okay? All right, cool. All right, guys, so I'm gonna conclude this webinar. Thank you guys for your patience. So if you happen to miss some of it, or audio was kind of choppy, or the visual was out, don't worry. I have the camcorder right here. We'll be able to edit it because we have to match the PowerPoint with the video over here. So once we do that, it can take several business days. We'll send it out to you, okay? All right, guys, so to your success, as always, earn passionately, live passionately, and go ahead and book that call. Go to our website and apply. Fill out the application. All right, take care. Peace.